So you know the basic controls of your camera phone, but you're still not happy with the results? Do you keep complaining about the software of your camera for giving you bad results? Or do you want to get into photography, but you have no idea where to start? Well, then keep watching, because I'll teach you more about one of the most important aspects of photography, namely composition. If you don't think about composition, then you will never get any interesting shots. After all, it's not the camera that takes the image, it's the photographer. Well, technically, you get the point. Getting some interesting shots isn't all that difficult if you take composition into account. Composition is essentially about how and where your subjects end up in the frame. The good thing is that, even though composition is highly subjective, there are simple tricks that you could use for composition that will make your images stand out much more. If an image doesn't stand out from the crowd, then how could anyone find it interesting? So for this reason, I'll teach you some of my simple tricks. For starters, don't always put your subject exactly in the middle, but place it a bit off-center. Do you know the rule of thirds? It's the rule which states that an image is generally more appealing if you put lines of the image along the 3x3 grid, like this. But you have to keep in mind that this rule is just a helpful tool, and it really doesn't always make your images more interesting. Secondly, get rid of background distractions. The worst images are those that don't show one clear subject, but where anything in the image could be the subject. Unless this is exactly what you wanted to do, it's usually a good idea to isolate your subject. On a DSLR you can easily do this by increasing the aperture so that your background is more blurred, but on your average smartphone you can't do this, so you will have to manually move your subject away from the distractions, or move the distractions out of the frame if that isn't possible. If you do this to extreme amounts, then you will get very simplistic looking images. That's definitely interesting. Finally, try different angles. If you've never thought of composition, then you probably never thought of the angle of your camera to your subject either. Try to take a photo perfectly straight on, for example, or top down. This will make your image appear much calmer. And another trick, if the camera on your device is near an edge, then you may want to try flipping the device over. This way you can get extremely close to the ground for an interesting perspective. There is obviously more to composition than just this, but it is a good first step to get into photography. These tricks can be applied to whatever kind of photography you do, even if you're simply sending your friend a picture of a banana? Now go out there and take some interesting shots. I'd love to see the results. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, then make sure to subscribe. If you found this interesting, share it with those friends who just can't take photos. You know who they are. And let me know what else you'd like to see in a future video.